Hello Internet, welcome to Grey Goo. We are going to be playing against the hard AI because that's the hardest difficulty they'll let us go on. We're going to be showing off the Goo early rush tactic against the beta. So the early rush tactic's pretty simple. We're going to move as fast as we can to one of these geysers. We're not going to go to the back one that's right here, even though we could. We want to try to get as close to them as we possibly can. And on top of that, that's a long way for our guys to go. So we're just going to start at this base. And we're probably going to make 3 Mother Goos. Sometimes I do 4, but we'll stick with 3 for this game probably. And we're just going to kind of be attacking them. We're going to be harassing the shit out of them, essentially. And seeing what they build and reacting to it. Because general top 10 strategy for a game like this is to react to whatever they're building. I know we're playing the beta against us, and so we'll probably get some Striders early on because their most common unit they get is Stalkers, and Striders do very well against Stalkers. But I doubt they're going to get too many early units out, so the first thing on our priority list is to split our Mother Goo. They obviously have an Extractor already in their factory. We're not going to do much damage. All we can really do for now is just kind of harass their units. We're just going to kind of sit here and poke at their units. And just let our Mother Goo build up. Try to do as much damage as we can to these guys. While we're waiting for our Mother Goo to get up, we're just going to get to the second Goo. And mainly, the real reason we're doing this is not because I actually expect to do much against their Harvesters, but because it'll give it, while we're sitting here, we're going to be able to see what they're going to build, and we're going to be able to react to it. As you can see, they're getting a second refinery already, so they're probably going to be teching up to some extent. So we're going to probably use this Drover to try to slow them down. We're just going to, because their next Extractor is probably going to be quite a ways away. Obviously, seeing how fast that reactor built, it's going to take a while for them to get too much more. They are building a tank attachment, which they usually do, so one of the first things on our list to get is going to be Striders for that armor. Probably stop killing these guys now. I'm going to actually come here, wait for the guy to come out of their refinery, and then go to town on it. Our Mother Goo can now be split. We're going to send our next one down here. And our first Mother Goo is going to be dedicated towards light units. So right now we're waiting to see something out of this refinery. We know they're going for a tank attachment. Our refinery's not doing much. But there really doesn't seem to be much else going on at the moment. Our Mother Goos are moving into place. It looks like they're just building the refinery at this point. They haven't actually put an Extractor down. So we're just going to sit here and see what they do. We're going to build one more Mother Goo with our first one, and then our second Mother Goo will be dedicated toward the light units. And if they let me survive, I'm honestly just going to push right in, because if they're not going to build any units, I'm not going to let them, I'm not going to give them the chance to. But we'll see how they react. Alright, they finally built to their next Extractor. So we're going to chase this guy down. We're going to get our next unit out. And since they're not really being that aggressive, we probably won't go in just yet. We don't want to be too hasty here. Not that I have any problem with that. Get our third Mother Goo. We're going to send it here. And now at this point, it's basically just going to be an all-out attack. Our first few Mother Goos. Our first 2 Mother Goos will be focused on heavy units, or light units. Our second Mother Goo will be focused on heavy units. And honestly, I might just push forward. We're just going to push forward and probably just start attacking. If they're not going to build units and they're going to focus on economy, we are going to punish them hard for it. So we're just going to keep building small Proteans and sending them up here. We saw them going for that tank attachment, so we'll get our Strider out. And we are just going to end this before it begins. Get some more Striders, and just go for it. They are going for quite a bit of an economy focus. That much is obvious, but they're not going to get very far. Keep building in the Striders. Make sure we actually kill their units. And we just want to focus down their factory right now, because if they can't build anything else, it doesn't matter how many resources they have if they can't build anything. This is all we really got to do for the whole game. The Goo are nice and easy like that. They do have a Predator, but with this many Striders, it's not going to last very long. This is very good for punishing anyone who techs up. Just getting a crap load of Striders, and we're going to end this factory. And now we can just kind of kill everything else in our path. They are going to try to rebuild their factory. We're going to do our best not to let them do that. Get some of our guys focused on the... I don't want them all focused on the factory. We do want to get these refineries down. We do have our first large Protean coming out. We'll send him up here, get another small Protean up here. And that's really all there is to this. They're not going to have time to build anything out of that factory because it's going to get shut down pretty fast. Keep building these guys. And complete and utter annihilation is what ensues. Start focusing down the headquarters. We have our large Protean. We're going to morph in some Destructors. Some more Striders. Have the Destructors focus on the headquarters. Have some of these guys focus on the factory. And the rest can focus on the headquarters. And as you can see, even the hard AI were no challenge compared to us. Not even a little bit. Their headquarters is gone. With that, they can do nothing. They're going to try to drop another headquarters, and we're obviously not going to let them do that. At this point, we're just going to focus down everything else. So even against the hard AI, this build is very, very effective. If you just play against AI, this is definitely something to test out. Just keep sending in. Have the first two Mother Goose focusing on the light unit production. The third Mother Goose will focus on heavy unit production. As you can see, it's pretty much done. So please like and subscribe for more content. Leave comments with additional tips. I'm going to be doing more builds for this game, and I will see you guys next time.